Ladies and gentlemen, a very, very warm welcome to Rising India Summit 2023, brought to you by the News18 network. Over the next several sessions, you will get a chance to hear from some of the finest political leaders, sportspersons, industry captains, entrepreneurs, and entertainers whose intellect and energy are powering India's rise. But ladies and gentlemen, we need to tell you that this time around, this edition of the Rising India, News18 Rising India, is a departure. It also sets out an example because we are going to celebrate the real heroes, those who toil hard, quietly, on ground, across the length and breadth of the country. We are going to celebrate them and draw inspiration from them for selfless seva. And may I now welcome Mr. Abhay Bhutara, Managing Director, Poonawalla FinCorp, to deliver the opening address. Please, Ajay ji. Mr. Bhutara is one of India's most distinguished professionals in the world of finance. He's a seasoned finance expert with more than 15 years of diversified experience in the commercial and retail domain. Abhay, all yours.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm honored to be here today as a part of the Rising India Summit. I would like to express my gratitude to the PMO and the entire Network 18 group for introducing this concept of Rising India, which recognizes and celebrates the achievement of our unsung heroes who are making our nation a better place. India is a country with a rich culture, diversity, and tradition, and we are proud of our progress and potential as a nation. India's rise as a global powerhouse is undeniable. Under the leadership of our Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi ji, India has emerged as a major player in the global economy. Last year, we surpassed UK to become the 5th largest economy in the world, and we are looking forward to becoming a $5 trillion economy in the next couple of years. Today, we are the 3rd largest ecosystem in the world in terms of startup and so many other things, but we have more than 100 unicorns with a cumulative valuation of more than $350 billion. And we are leading the global fintech adoption rate as we speak. As we celebrate the Rising India's real heroes, it is essential to recognize these unsung heroes who work at a grassroots level and making a real difference. Our unsung heroes who have risen beyond their challenging circumstances are the torchbearers of Rising India who will shape tomorrow's India. I too come from a humble background, small town called Latur in Maharashtra. I have built successful startups in the recent past like Tap Capital, Poonawalla Finance. As of now, I am leading Poonawalla FinCorp, which is the financial services arm of the Poonawalla Group with a valuation of more than $3 billion. At Poonawalla FinCorp, we remain committed to fulfilling the aspirational goals of entrepreneurs and professionals, helping them pursue and achieve their dreams through our customer-centric product offering. Our digital lending platform has simplified the process of MSME in the formal credit for MSME, and we are leveraging the power of technology to drive financial inclusion through last mile connectivity across India. As the famous saying goes, the future belongs to those who believe in beauty of their dreams. Let us all believe the power of our dreams and work with a strong dedication to turn those dreams into reality for an inclusive and equitable Rising India. Jai Hind.
Thank you very much for joining us here on Rising India. The last time we spoke was in June of last year at the CNN News 18 Town Hall. You've become an even bigger rock star on social media and on traditional media since then. But let's talk brass tacks. Last June when we last spoke, the Russia-Ukraine war was just 3 months in. Now it's over a year. Did you expect this war to continue this long? And how has it changed global geopolitics? How has it changed your job in the last year?
Well, it was... I don't think it's a fair question to say, did you expect something to happen or not? Because a lot of people didn't expect the conflict to happen at all. But many things have changed. Many things have changed because the West has changed. Definitely, Europe has changed. Russia's relationship with the West has changed. I think that has other consequences. My sense is Russia's relationship with Asia will consequently change because it will turn more eastwards than it has done in its history for a long time. In many ways, issues like energy security, food security have come to the fore. It's also opened up a bit of a north-south divide. So at the moment you have a east-west friction and a north-south divide. So it's really made the world a much more difficult place.
So when you say the world has become a much more difficult place, a country like India, we are the voice of the global south. We also have very deep linkages with the West and of course with the East. How does India play these deep divisions?
We are to a great extent the voice of the global south because I think one, there is a natural empathy from our similar history, but also because we have made an effort. I mean, it's not something which just happened by itself. You've had G20 summits before. To the best of my knowledge, no other country said, okay, we are 20 countries round the table. There are 180 countries which are not round this table. So should we make an effort to find out what their expectations are of us? I think, to the best of my knowledge, we are the first country to have done that. And we actually, starting with Prime Minister himself and, 5 of us, including Piyush, we all spoke to our counterparts. We actually consulted 125 nations with this one question, which is we're going into G20, so tell us your key concerns and what is it we can articulate. That's one part of it. I think the other part of it is also we have in this whole period since February 24th last year, we have tried to press for you can say a return to peace, a return to negotiations. Yeah. In that sense, we have taken an independent position. I wouldn't say we're the only ones, but we certainly are among the more prominent ones. I do believe there is a real body of opinion out there, including in the G20. Mm-hmm. I would say a country like, say, Mexico or Brazil or Argentina or Indonesia, Saudi Arabia. I think many of them share similar views. Probably we've been the more outspoken among them. So both in terms of the north-south divide as well as the east-west polarization, I think we have tried to be the bridging force there. And the world needs somebody like us.
There seems to be a bit of a change in Chinese diplomacy, if you will. You're seeing the moves that they're making vis-a-vis Iran and Saudi Arabia. They've also floated this 12-point peace plan with Ukraine. What do you make of it in general terms? Do you think that China is trying to play a major global role? And do you think that they're trying to sort of fill in a void they believe the US is leaving behind?
Look, I mean, no question that if you take any metric in the last 20, 25 years, I would say maybe even last 40 years, in many ways, China has gone up. So have we. Yeah. Okay. Maybe not at the same pace. Frankly, if we had honestly had this government, I know this is a very biased statement, but if we had had a government like this 25, 30 years ago, maybe we would have gone up faster. But at least today, if you look at the progress in the last decade, do also see that just like China's reach and influence and equities grow, ours too are growing. But in this particular case, what you are mentioning, I think you have a very complex regional problem in which obviously China is involved. The parties have found China useful in whatever that they are doing. And that is something which is a fact.
You are now a social media star, right? Do you plan these things? Ki when I go here, I'll give them this bite, ye viral ho jayega. I mean, even when we were outside, people are standing to take selfies with you and so on. How do you see this newfound stardom?
I would say it's, as you can see, even from my hesitation, that I'm not prepared. Okay. Look, mostly it happens in a conversation, like you and I are having. It's something you say because somebody has provoked you, or somebody has pressurized you, or somebody has very cleverly, like you, manipulated you. So you end up saying something. But I guess it's the times, isn't it? I mean, this is an era where people would pick up a sentence, a phrase or something and move it beyond. I take it in that spirit.
This is my last question. Since you brought up multiple choice questions, I'm going to give you a multiple choice. You can either confirm, deny, or neither confirm nor deny. Is the party prepping you to contest the Lok Sabha election next year?
I have no idea.
That's not part of the options, by the way.
It doesn't follow any of your... but my Rajya Sabha is due this year.
Oh, nice.
So I would suggest watch my Rajya Sabha.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, the External Affairs Minister of India, Dr. S. Jaishankar.